Billy Bob Thornton is a multi-talented Hollywood artist, from acting and screenwriting to music. But few people know that his life is full of ups and downs, tragedies and mysteries. Having won an Oscar and having a brilliant career, but why is he mentioned with such painful stories? What caused him to encounter so many controversies, even causing a storm with an awkward interview? Let's explore the stormy journey of Billy Bob Thornton, from the halo to the hidden corners that few people expect. Childhood and early years. Billy Bob Thornton was born in Hot Springs, Arkansas, a small town with natural hot springs, casinos, and colorful history. On August 4, 1955, he spent his challenging yet special childhood here. He developed his attitude and artistic style in this setting. Billy Bob is primarily English, with some Irish ancestry. Dad, William Raymond, Billy Ray Thornton, taught history and coached basketball at the local school. He was tough, held his children to high standards, and stressed discipline. But his mother, Virginia Roberta, was the reverse. She claimed to be psychic and believed in the supernatural. Billy Bob had an unusual upbringing with a realistic, disciplined father and a mystery mother who believed in the occult. He was deeply affected by this disparity. It offered him a rich imagination and a new perspective on life, which showed in his performances and scripts. Despite having a teacher father, the Thornton family struggled economically. Billy Bob grew up in a poor rural American house without electricity or running water, which was usual. These early hardships taught him endurance and understanding of the working class, which influenced his later paintings. Despite his family's financial struggles, Billy Bob loved the arts. He wrote and performed in school plays since childhood. He also listened to vintage rock and country, which shaped his career. Billy Bob was a brilliant baseball player and art lover. He was a standout Malvern High School player. He was invited to try out for the Kansas City Royals, a prominent baseball team, due to his natural talent. He was seriously injured, ending his athletic goals. This prevented him from playing baseball and made him ponder his future. Despite his ignorance, this event was a turning moment that led him to art. Billy Bob studied psychology at Henderson State University after high school. He rapidly realized he wasn't cut out for academia. He quit after 2 semesters to pursue painting. However, dropping out of college did not guarantee career success. Instead, it was quite challenging to survive. He washed dishes, waited tables, and worked in factories. An unstable life with little direction made him question his choice numerous times. His love of art never left him, no matter how hard. Billy Bob's storytelling and acting skills started early. He frequently performed in school and community theater. Small parts let him practice acting and character development. Besides acting, he loved music. He played drums and guitar as a kid, influenced by rock and country stars. In addition to acting, he wanted to be a musician. Billy Bob Thornton, a great actor, writer, director, and musician, was shaped by his childhood and early years. His deeply intimate stories about ordinary people, societal misfits, and complicated characters were inspired by his life. Artistic career. In the mid-1980s, Billy Bob Thornton left his hometown of Arkansas for Los Angeles in hopes of pursuing his acting dreams. When he arrived in the City of Angels, he had nothing but a burning desire and an unyielding spirit. Together with his close friend, Tom Epperson, he hoped to make a name for himself in the competitive film industry. However, like thousands of other actors who come to Los Angeles each year with dreams of fame, Billy Bob quickly realized that the road was not easy. To sustain his life, he had to work at various jobs, from telemarketing and working in fast food restaurants to playing drums for the rock band Jack Hammer. These difficult years not only taught him perseverance, but also provided him with real-life stories and experiences, elements that later became important material for his scripts and roles. Despite struggling to make ends meet, Billy Bob never gave up on his passion for the arts. He began auditioning for small roles, but was mostly rejected or given minor supporting roles. Instead of being discouraged, he continued to hone his writing skills and sought opportunities in a different direction. One of the most important moments in Billy Bob Thornton's career was his encounter with legendary director Billy Wilder. While working as a waiter at a high-end restaurant in Los Angeles, he had the opportunity to chat with Wilder, who was famous for works such as Some Like It Hot and Sunset Boulevard. During this conversation, Billy Bob expressed his desire to become an actor, but Wilder bluntly advised him, "If you want to do this job, you can't just wait for someone else to give you opportunities. Create your opportunities by writing your scripts." Wilder's advice changed the way Billy Bob thought about his career. He realized that instead of relying on hopeless auditions, he could use his writing skills to create unique scripts, something he had started doing since his days in Arkansas. After years of persistently pursuing the path of screenwriting, Billy Bob Thornton finally created a work that made him a recognized name in the film industry. In 1996, he wrote, directed and starred in the film Sling Blade, an independent work based on a play he had written previously. In the film, Billy Bob plays Carl Childers, a mentally retarded man who has just been released from a mental hospital after killing his mother and her lover when he was a child. His character speaks slowly and has a face with little expression but hides a complex inner life. Sling Blade quickly became a phenomenon, not only an artistic success, but also achieved great recognition among critics. The film helped Billy Bob Thornton win an Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay and was nominated for an Oscar for Best Actor. This turned him from an unknown actor into a sought-after talent in Hollywood. After the success of Sling Blade, Billy Bob officially established himself in the film industry. He began to receive many invitations to act in films and gradually affirmed himself as not only a talented screenwriter, but also an excellent actor. After becoming a star, Billy Bob Thornton was not afraid to try his hand at many different film genres. He did not limit himself to a certain image, but continuously challenged himself with diverse roles, from complex, inner characters to humorous roles. One of Billy Bob's best roles was in the film A Simple Plan, 1998, directed by Sam Raimi. In the film, he played Jacob Mitchell, a kind but foolish man who accidentally discovered a large amount of missing money with his brother and from there fell into a series of uncontrollable tragedies. Billy Bob's performance in A Simple Plan was highly appreciated by critics. He brilliantly portrayed the complexity of the character's psychology, both innocent and honest, but also full of suffering and despair. This role helped him receive an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor, solidifying his position in the film industry. In 2001, Billy Bob Thornton participated in the movie Monsters Ball, co-starring with actress Halle Berry. This is a thorny psychological and social film, telling the complicated relationship between a man working in a prison and a woman whose husband was executed. The movie caused a big stir, not only because of its profound content, but also because of the bold sex scene between Billy Bob Thornton and Halle Berry, one of the most controversial scenes at that time. The scene was so realistic that many people thought they had feelings for each other in real life. Nevertheless, this role continued to demonstrate Billy Bob's excellent acting ability, helping him gain more recognition in the film industry. If Sling Blade and Monsters Ball are psychological films, Bad Santa, 2003, brings a completely different color. In this film, Billy Bob plays Willie T. Soke, an alcoholic criminal who pretends to be Santa Claus to commit thefts during the Christmas season. Although this character appears rough, rude, and not at all like the traditional image of Santa Claus, deep inside, he still has a conscience and is sympathetic. This is a role that is both humorous and deeply satirical, helping the film achieve unexpected success and become a classic of the black comedy genre. Apart from his acting career, he also ventured into music, but was this the right path? Let's take a look back at his journey. Music career. Billy Bob Thornton loved music before he became a successful actor and filmmaker. In Arkansas, country, classic rock, blues, and southern rock shaped him. He played drums in a few local bands as a teenager, but his musical dreams failed. Despite working many jobs to support himself, Thornton maintained his passion for music alive after going to Los Angeles in the 1980s to act. He played music whenever he could, but he wasn't able to focus on it until he became famous in film. Billy Bob Thornton co-founded the rockabilly, country, and Americana band The Boxmasters in 2007. Soulful performances and nostalgic 1960s-1970s songs define the band. Thornton's Boxmasters project became his obsession. He authored, composed, and played instruments on many songs, as well as sung lead. Thornton, J.D., Andrew, and Brad Davis toured the country with the Boxmasters, playing huge venues to enthusiastic crowds. The band's albums include The Boxmasters 2008, a 2-disc debut including original and cover compositions, continuing to combine rock and country. Mod Billy 2009 received excellent reviews. Somewhere Down the Road 2015, a soulful album with heartfelt lyrics. Besides their studio recordings, the Boxmasters have toured the US extensively, performing at major music festivals and TV events. Besides the Boxmasters, Billy Bob Thornton has recorded several solo albums that highlight his eclectic musical style. Private Radio 2001. His debut solo album is folk-influenced country rock. Thornton's honesty and songwriting shine on this record. The Edge of the World 2003 expands on life, childhood, memories, and personal experiences. Hobo 2005, Thornton's blues-influenced album, shows his musical growth. Beautiful Door 2007 is known for its narrative lyrics about life, love, and loneliness. Although Thornton isn't well known in popular music, critics and fans love his songs. Billy Bob Thornton is influenced by Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, The Beatles, and Chris Christopherson. He writes insightful lyrics about life, love, melancholy, and memories in his nostalgic music. Thornton, a great storyteller, writes his lyrics like movie scripts, adding depth and generating emotions. Billy Bob Thornton is notable for his film and music career and his colorful personal life, especially his marriages and relationships. He has had 6 marriages, each with a unique story of love and conflict. Marriage and relationships. Billy Bob Thornton's first marriage was to Melissa Lee Gatlin in 1978. The two had a daughter together, but the marriage ended in 1980, citing infidelity and irreconcilable differences. He then married actress Toni Lawrence in 1986, but the marriage only lasted 2 years before they divorced in 1988. Not giving up hope for love, Billy Bob Thornton continued to marry Cinda Williams, an actress he met on the set. The couple married in 1990, but the marriage fell apart just 3 years later in 1992. In 1993, Thornton entered into his 4th marriage to Pietra Dawn Cherniak, a former Playboy model. They had 2 sons together, but the marriage ended in controversy in 1997 when Pietra accused Thornton of domestic violence. Although Thornton denied the allegations, the divorce was still acrimonious. After his divorce from Pietra, Billy Bob Thornton began dating actress Laura Dern, who is famous for her roles in Jurassic Park and Wild at Heart. They quickly became a power couple in Hollywood, appearing together at many events and being loved by the public. Laura Dern once shared that she trusted and looked forward to a long-term future with Thornton. However, this love story ended surprisingly and controversially. When Laura Dern left Los Angeles to film, Billy Bob Thornton secretly married Angelina Jolie in 2000, taking Dern completely by surprise. "I left home to make a movie, and when I came back, he was married to someone else. That's all I knew. It was like I was abandoned without an explanation," Laura Dern later shared in an interview. The incident caused much speculation in the media, and Thornton was criticized for her lack of transparency. In 2000, Billy Bob Thornton married Angelina Jolie, one of the most famous individual actresses in Hollywood. They met while filming Pushing Tin, 1999, and quickly fell in love. Their marriage became the focus of the press because of their strange actions and intense love. One of the most notable things was that the two wore vials of each other's blood around their necks as a way to express their unique love. Angelina Jolie once explained, "We were very far apart. I thought it would be romantic to always carry a little piece of him with me." In addition, the couple also had passionate expressions of affection at public events, often giving each other compliments in the media. Jolie once described Thornton as the most interesting man she had ever met, and always praised his sincerity and uniqueness. However, the marriage only lasted 3 years and ended in 2003. There were many reasons for the breakup, including differences in lifestyle. Angelina Jolie increasingly focused on humanitarian work and adopting children, while Thornton felt he was not suitable for these changes. After the breakup, Thornton admitted, "Angelina is a wonderful person, but I didn't feel like I was good enough for her at that time. I felt like someone who didn't belong in her world." Despite the breakup, the two still maintained mutual respect and did not have any serious arguments after the divorce. After his tumultuous marriage to Angelina Jolie, Billy Bob Thornton seemed to retreat from noisy relationships and found happiness with Connie Angland, a makeup artist in the film industry. They started dating in 2003, shortly after Thornton's divorce from Jolie. After more than 11 years together, the couple officially married in 2014 in a private ceremony at their home in Los Angeles. Thornton once shared that Connie Angland brought him a peace that he had never experienced in his previous marriages. They have a daughter together and maintain a more private life, away from the spotlight. Not only having a difficult marriage, like many other stars, Thornton also had to face countless other challenges. Health and challenges. Billy Bob Thornton is a multi-talented artist with a career spanning many fields, from acting and writing to music. However, few people know that behind the Hollywood spotlight, he has struggled with serious psychological problems for many years. Thornton was diagnosed with agoraphobia, an anxiety disorder that makes the sufferer feel extremely insecure when in large, crowded places or places where he cannot easily escape. This greatly affects his daily life and work, especially when he has to appear at public events, act in movies, or attend concerts. In addition, Thornton also suffers from obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD. He has strange obsessions and repetitive behaviors to control his anxiety. One of the manifestations of his OCD is an obsession with odd numbers, which makes it difficult for him to see or use even numbers in everyday life. In an interview, Thornton once revealed, "I can't stand seeing things that don't follow my pattern. If I see 3 of something, I'm fine. But if it's 4s, I have to find a way to make it 3 or 5. This takes up a lot of my time and sometimes annoys people around me." These psychological problems have caused him many obstacles in his career, from choosing roles to working on set. However, Thornton has learned to control his condition, using creativity as a way to relieve himself. He has said that writing scripts and playing music help him feel more balanced. One of the biggest events in Billy Bob Thornton's life was the sudden passing of Jimmy Don Thornton, his beloved younger brother. Jimmy Don was a talented guitarist with a strong passion for music. He and Billy Bob once shared the dream of pursuing an artistic career, but unfortunately, Jimmy Don passed away in 1988 at the age of 30. Jimmy Don's death left an unfillable void in Thornton's heart. He once shared that this was one of the greatest pains of his life. For many years after, Thornton was haunted by this loss, and he often mentioned his younger brother in interviews. Many songs in his musical career, especially on the album Private Radio 2001, are deeply reminiscent of Jimmy Don. One of his signature songs is Angelina, in which he expresses the pain of losing a loved one and the emptiness of facing life without his brother. Thornton once shared, "Jimmy Don was the only person who understood me in a way that no one else could. When I lost him, I felt like I lost a part of myself." Career controversies and incidents. One of the most controversial moments in Billy Bob Thornton's career was a tense interview on CBC Radio's Q in 2009. While on the show to promote his band, the Boxmasters, Thornton was extremely hostile and distant from host Gian Gomeshi. The tension stemmed from Gomeshi mentioning Thornton's acting career when introducing him to the audience. From the beginning of the interview, Thornton was uncooperative, answering questions curtly, meaninglessly, or completely avoiding the main topic. When asked about his musical inspiration, he replied cryptically, "I don't know. I was inspired by raising lizards and building models." The tension came to a head when Thornton publicly criticized Gomeshi for mentioning his film career, which was something most viewers knew. Thornton insisted that he only wanted to be interviewed as a musician, not an actor. After the interview, many viewers criticized Thornton for being disrespectful, stubborn, and confusing. Some said he was too sensitive and arrogant, while others speculated that he might be suffering from mental health issues or under pressure to build his music career. In response to the backlash, Thornton explained that he felt disrespected by being introduced as an actor instead of a musician. However, this was not enough to appease the public, and it remains one of the most controversial interview moments of his career. In 2001, Billy Bob Thornton co-starred with Halle Berry in the film Monsters Ball, a thorny work about racism and love. One of the most shocking and controversial scenes in the film was the sex scene between the two main characters played by Thornton and Berry. The scene lasted more than 2 minutes and was shot with close-up angles, dim lighting, and the extreme concentration of the two actors. It was so realistic that many people questioned whether Thornton and Berry had sex on set. Rumors spread after the film's release. Some viewers believed that the scene was too real to be suspicious, and there was even a theory that director Mark Forster allowed the sex scene to be real to achieve the highest level of authenticity. However, both Billy Bob Thornton and Halle Berry denied this rumor. Berry asserted in an interview, "It was pure acting. We're professional actors, and our job is to make it look as real as possible." Thornton also spoke up. "There was no such thing. We followed the script, had the direction of the director, and followed the rules of a sex scene in cinema. If someone felt it was too real, then it means we did our job very well." Despite denials from both actors, the rumor persisted for years and became one of the most controversial topics of Thornton's career. Billy Bob Thornton is not only a talented artist, but also a controversial figure in the entertainment industry. From his unpleasant attitude in interviews to rumors of hot scenes on screen, he is always the center of attention and sometimes faces criticism from the public. What do you think about these controversies? Do you agree with the way Billy Bob Thornton reacted in the above situations? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We would love to hear from you. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more interesting updates. Thank you.